I gotta make some type of video. There's just too much on my mind. I can't really put it into words, man. It's like I enjoy seeing people not giving up, talking about the flat earth, all over the internet and stuff like that. Um, that's really cool, I'm glad they're not giving up the fight or whatever. Even with all the censorship, man, it's ridiculous. All over social media, YouTube, Google, search engines. All information is controlled in the first place. Online it's just going to continue that way. That's a point I made in one of my earlier videos. But I watched this video. I wouldn't call it a rant. You can tell this guy has a good spirit, At least he's fired up for I'd say for the right reasons. But about a year and a half ago, I'm not going to name drop anybody, but about a year and a half ago, a little bit of a backstory. So when I was growing up, I say growing up, there for a short while, I was into, the whole into Twisted. It's a rap duo. Anyway, I was on Twitter and I seen that they had some tweet about talking about the flat earth or whatever, And at one point I really looked up to these people, and I thought that maybe, all the crazy lyrics and stuff, that maybe there's still some human beings underneath there. And of course I still think that's the case, you know what I'm saying? But so I was trying to put my little 2 cents in their little tweet conversation thing that they had going about the flat earth. Make some good little points, And I reached out to this guy. I just sent him a quick little message. Actually, I sent the same exact message to a couple of different people, just asking like, hey, can you jump on Twitter and be other flat earthers, It's not like I was just messaging random people, but I got up on Facebook and I was messaging other flat earthers in my little friends list or whatever, asking them to check out this tweet and if you wouldn't mind throwing a couple facts, for them to think about, because one fact is obvious. Influencers such as rap artists and actors, there are big names out there that sway the minds of many a people, right? And I'm not saying just for the flat earth purpose, show them that the Earth is flat, then they start talking about flat Earth or flat Earth, and then that gets to their fan base. Blah blah blah. I'm not even so much talking about the concept of flat Earth. In the grand scheme of things, in the big idea, the big thought, it's like, choose one of your top 2 favorite bands or actors or any type of idol that you had growing up. Now, say that if they don't already know and they're not just playing the game, etc., etc. But let's say for a second that, somehow you can maybe help them wake up, excuse me, in the sense of start talking about the truth movement. And when I say the truth movement, I mean, the real truth movement. It's like it's not just a thing, it's a way of life. It's almost like a philosophy, really. But the flat earth, like the truth of the flat earth, is one of the things that wakes up the fire in a lot of these people's souls. It's like if 9/11 wasn't enough, if governmental assassinations wasn't enough, if the moon landing being faked wasn't enough, if I mean, go down the line through history, there's a lot of deception, right? And if none of that is enough to wake a person up, sometimes flat earth will wake them up if they don't reject it immediately, which most people do. And why wouldn't you? You've been taught something completely different your whole entire life. But when you find out that it's actually not based on facts, sometimes a seed, a little mustard seed, you know what I mean, a little thought, a little bit of the North Star never moves. It stays in its relative position. It may it has its own little circle, its own little path that it travels, but to the naked eye, if we were to be able to fast forward time, it pretty much stands still, But if little facts like that are just spread out or just mentioned, sometimes I think if a person is rational and has any bit of sense and can think with any degree of sanity, that eventually it's going to drive them nuts, and they're gonna look into the flat earth thing. And sometimes what I'm saying is the flat earth is a good, almost like a tool to really wake people the fuck up, man. And that's cool. Hell yeah for that, but anyway, I was watching like I said, I ain't gonna name bomb or nothing like that, but I remember, so after I sent out this message, man, this guy, he video chats me, and then like started grilling me, talking about why the hell am I messaging him, asking him to fucking send out a tweet. And it was absolutely just insane. But like in retrospect, I love the saying everything happens for a reason, you know what I mean? But like I almost cringe now when I say that, because I feel like there's so much more to it, and I've learned so much more since I used to say that all the time. But it's like, he's still in the fight, and he ain't let life beat him down, and bravo for that. But I'll never forget, man. I think I caught him on a bad day, bro. I think I got him on a bad day. But yeah, I was so many times, like, I couldn't do anything but just like I don't know, just like one of them kind of heartbreaking moments where it's like, oh snap, like I might be talking to somebody that might get it, but life's crazy and life is happening at different speeds for everybody or whatever. But I kept on trying to tell him, like, I'm not your enemy, brother. I'm not your enemy, man. I'm not your enemy. I'm not. And I don't know, it's like somehow I want to relay that message to him, but it's like, it's not just him. There's so many of us out there that are fighting every day to get the actual truth acknowledged in the minds that we interact with every day. We're out here, we're fighting, and we're thinking really, really hard how to make this world a better place without blowing it the hell up. And I'm not talking literally, you know what I mean? I'm saying that things are the way they are, not because this all was put into place overnight. You know what I mean? My point is that don't stop preaching what you feel to be true. Don't stop speaking your passion. Don't stop fighting. Yes, things could be a lot better, of course, but we could have these arguments all day long, and but it's like, at what point I don't know. It's like, it's almost impossible to think that the world can change for the better. And I'm not talking about like some political fluff better, I'm saying where there is true goodness amongst all people and towards all people and between all people and things and life in general, and the plane, the earth, and there's really big discussions that need to be had, but as a society we are not anywhere close to be able to have these discussions. I mean, for God's sakes, most of these people still, I'm not gonna do that. Things are not gonna change overnight, but that doesn't. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Maybe even 100 years from now, things really ain't changed. But maybe they're not supposed to. Maybe it's not supposed to be all good and dandy here. maybe things are as it's supposed to be. And take that with a grain of salt. I don't mean that completely literally. I don't mean that it's okay that most of our water and food is poisoned, and that everything about our lives is tracked 24/7, that we literally have no privacy. I'm not saying that all of these bad things are okay. What I am saying is that there's something deep down inside of me that knows that this is all superficial, and to not get caught up in it. You want to help your fellow man? Great. You want to try to change society for the better? Great. You want to spread truth and expose lies and corruption? Wonderful. Wonderful. But if you don't change the world before you die, if you don't live to see society be that perfect little haven that you so want it to be, if you never see true equality, if you never see true love everywhere between all people, it doesn't mean that your works were in vain. Because maybe there's something more we're supposed to extrapolate from this existence while we are here in the experiences that we create. And maybe, just maybe, this really is all just a big old test. What the test determines is obviously still up for debate, and has been for who knows how long. But that uneasiness that you feel, you're not alone. Things are really messed up. And frankly, I believe things have always been really messed up. Perfect examples, you could use the Bible. Even if you're even just talking about the Bible as a beautiful collection of stories, perfectly woven together. The very first story, well, not the very first, but even from the very beginning, in the beginning, right? Even in the first verse of the first book, it was chaos and order. There was never just order. Now, that's just me using excerpts of the Bible and the Bible itself as an example. But you look throughout history, or at least what is taught as history, there's always been chaos. So, would it be nice to live in a perfect little sanctuary for everybody? Yeah, of course. But is it possible? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that's what this place is for. But you know what? You don't give up. You don't give up. You still live your passion. You still fight for what you believe in, what's true. You still do the best you can to be the best person you can be. You still change what you can while you're here. You know, I want to have huge discussions with marvelous people if they would only give me a chance. But that has not been my life. That has not been my life. I could name excuse after excuse. I could break down each memory and try to rationalize it away. In fact, I do that a lot. Just try to make sense out of the past and the present. But at some point I feel like to truly break out of the matrix, it's as easy as just being. B-E-I-N-G. Being. Almost like a feeling. Parentheses. You know, it's almost hard to speak in this manner, to an extent. But there's going to be people that understand. There's going to be people that don't. And that I do understand. It is almost as if there is a veil and I'm just beyond it. But it's like I try to ease anxieties. Yeah, I could be on medications for the rest of my life if I wanted to. But there's a sense of relaxation and calm and knowedness that whatever is beyond that veil gives. And I'm not a big fan of the word itself, meditation, but that's part of the key, is just being able to, I don't know, I visualize, I can see it. I can see the thought. And it's like one of the movies where it's literally like the Matrix, where Morpheus stops the simulation and Neo's just kind of looking around like, what in the world, you know? But it's like almost in an instant, or like that is acquired through a feeling and through a knowedness. Like there's something to it, and it's beautiful. And that's what I don't know, it helps with anxiety, that's for damn sure. Helps you think clearly, helps you see things for what they truly are, people for who they really are. talks I want to have. And I'm going to keep on having these big talks, even if it's just with this little recording device. And whoever just happens to tune in. Shout out to all the warriors that are fighting for what they believe in. But to specify to the ones that are fighting for good things, not delusional good things, but for honest truth, for honesty, for love. You could say it sounds cheesy and all that, but when you're at the end of your rope, when your life is spent, do you think you would feel like you had a full life if you lived with love and compassion and truth and fierceness and a standing of your ground and being rock solid on what you believe and know? Not even what you believe, but like on being good, being a solid foundation of truth and empathy and caredness? Or do you feel like you would feel more full on your deathbed if you chased pleasures and parroted lies and BS just to work your way through this devilish little system to get more money? Do you think as you're lying on your deathbed and all the vultures are waiting around to collect what you've worked your whole life away to make, and you're rotting there, do you think that would be a full life in retrospect? Live as if this is your last. Live as if there is something more to be gained from this experience. And live as if the person right next to you is just as important, has just as much feelings, carries just as much pain, has just as many scars, has just as many broken dreams. You be safe. You love one another. You never know when it's going to be your last. And sure, why not? Look into the flat earth. Look into what is it called? I'm trying to think of a specific topic. I believe it's called angular resolution. But really think about the distances your eyeball can see. Really think about all that space stuff that's been pushed down your throat. Really ask yourself, what in the hell has all this space stuff benefited you at all? How has space benefited society? This is not a flat earth video. If you want flat earth facts, I have a flat earth video. one is enough for me. I know what I know. But there's more to life. There's bigger questions. I have a bigger, how do I put it? I see some deeper things that's just beyond flat Earth, I believe. And I'm on to bigger questions. I know the Earth is flat. That is no debate. I'm not debating with anybody for that or with that. You know, cheers, props to all the people that are still fighting that fight. But I don't know. I'm being called somewhere else, and it feels really big. It feels huge, and you're more than welcome to come with me. We should all want to be there. No one wants to live in this matrix. But they do because they have to. You have to know how to play. You have to know the rules. You have to play by the rules. And if you don't, there are consequences. And I'm talking about life rules. I'm not talking about no crazy conspiracy government crap. I'm not saying that ain't a thing, because yeah, that's way up there that's like at the tip of the rabbit hole. I'm lost in a cave system, about to stumble upon Atlantis. That's how it feels sometimes. It's like I just know that there's these ultimate truths that we all know in our core of our everything. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it because everybody feels it. But it's like people just don't have the it takes two to tango, right? One man can be brilliant in so many different ways, but he might not have this crucial key that his neighbor could provide. And that key that his neighbor has would do no good if that man didn't have his neighbor to be able to use that key. You understand what I'm saying? I believe we all go or we all die. But that doesn't feel completely right either. But I do think there is something to that thought. I feel like, at least to some degree, the way to enlightenment is through your fellow man or woman, whatever. There's a reason why the golden rule is the thing. There's a reason why most religions, if not all religions, pretty much at the core of everything is be a good fucking person. Don't hold grudges. On and on and on and on and on. There's big talks I want to have. Big talks I want to have. If you want to have these big talks with me, throw it in a comment. Let me know in a comment. I don't know. But I ain't giving up either. I ain't giving up either. And you shouldn't. There's enough people that gave up before they ever tried. And you know, we're killing ourselves trying to save them. You realize that, right? Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. There's a lot of people like that, man. There's a lot of people that are perfectly happy in their hell, in their own personal hell that they have created. And when I say created, I mean there's options in this life. You can choose to work in a job that you completely hate and be miserable, and choose to drink your life away every single day, and choose to just be a complete jerk to everybody you come into contact with, and choose to only care about you and what your hard-earned dollars that you've worked for buys. People can also choose to finally throw their hands up and say, you know what, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Something is fucking wrong here. And you can choose to do something about it. We're all in this together, but I think to a degree, we each have different goals. We have different missions. Y'all have a wonderful night, day, etc. Whatever. Be good to each other.